Hello, Padawans. I'm going to start out with a little bit of a somber note. I want to pay a little homage to one of my best friends. David Wallace was a great guy, one of the hardest workers I've ever met. I could never keep up with him. He used to trim trees, and he'd go up in an oak tree, and he'd use a rope to pull up 2 chainsaws. 2. And he would stand up there like Edward chainsaw hands and trim the tree with both of them. I would gather up all the wood and throw it in the back of the truck. I couldn't keep up with the dude, man. He was a great friend, and he was there at one of my darkest periods of my life. And he was a little bit of a thrill seeker, loved riding his motorcycle way faster than he should. And I guess the only silver lining is that he died quick, and he died doing what he loved. I heard he might have been going over 100 miles an hour, crossed over the middle, the yellow line in a curve coming into the little bitty town he lived near in North Carolina, and hit a vehicle and died almost instantly. He almost died 20 years ago, the day before I left, after, part of my divorce timing. The day before I left North Carolina to come home to Arizona, he and his brother were in an accident on their bikes. They were racing, and they both slid like 50 yards. So I guess sometimes people just don't learn. I've never ridden a motorcycle. I have no intention of doing so. And I don't know if this is going to change anyone's minds. My brother-in-law passed away on a motorcycle too. He was going 45 miles an hour, but he wasn't wearing a helmet. Something mechanical happened to the bike. He hit his head on the asphalt and died on the side of the road. He had just had a conversation with a biker who went around fighting helmet laws, and they were going to hook up the next week. He was on his way down to Great Falls to meet our daughter, his niece, and didn't make it. The next week, my ex was up there helping organize all of this stuff and make arrangements, and that guy called and talked to my ex, and she told him 15 minutes after you talked, he died because he wasn't wearing a helmet. I'm pretty sure David was wearing a helmet, but I don't know any of the details. So, but he was a great guy, and I'm going to miss him. Anyway, sorry for the 3-minute delay, but it's just, he was one of my best friends. Anyway, so I did pretty well last week. Strange transition to make, I guess. I'm now 78, 32-1. I went 11-4 last week. Not too bad. That puts me squarely in first place with everyone on CBS and ESPN. I did reach out to Action Casino, which is part of Harrah's, Caesars, and William Hill. I haven't heard back yet. But if you guys are watching, I'm still doing good. And I'm only doing tonight for Thursday, and that is Minnesota at the Chargers. And I'm going with the Chargers at home. I know the Chargers are a little banged up, but so are the Vikings, and it's in LA. So LA being at home is usually good for 3 to 5 points, depending on who it is. Anyway. Sorry, I'm a little off today because he just passed away on Monday. So it's been surreal. But stay safe out there. Wear a helmet. If you're going to ride a bike, wear a helmet. You're better. You can't help your family and your friends if you aren't here. You drive a car it's a sports car. I drive a Camaro, but I don't drive it because I'm a show off or a showboat. I drive it because it's high performing. I drive it because it has 13 airbags around me. So you can have fun. You can have some adrenaline. Just make sure you come home to your families. Take care. Peace.